Apple orchard tours, donut making, and all kinds of fabulous fall family fun. We'll head to Robinette's.
Welcome to Robinette's. I am Jim Robinette. I'm the patriarch at the present. I am a man who has lived on this farm all my life. I grew up here, and I never wanted to do anything else.
And you know what I love? You still enjoy it today, don't you?
Absolutely.
Now, you kind of expanded a little over the years from when you first started. Is the family still involved?
The family is very much involved. We have 3 sons and 2 other wives who are running the business. My wife and I are retired, have been for several years.
All right, I've been watching you work around here. I don't think you're retired.
Well, I'm not on the payroll.
There you go. You even have some grandkids that are involved.
Yes, and we'd like to see the farm continued. My grandfather bought this farm in 1911. It was a going peach farm at the time. And my father had just graduated from college, taught high school 1 year, and said that wasn't for him. So they came here and bought this farm that had been developed by a man who was just retiring.
Let's talk a little bit about what Robinette's is today, because you're known for so many things. What can families expect when they visit?
We are a small farm in an area where, when I was growing up, there were 12 fruit farms. We all sold on the Grand Rapids market, retail markets, and then we got into selling wholesale to brokers, and we sold peaches and apples that were trucked around the country. In 1971, I decided that to support my 3 sons, I had to do things differently. So we toured farms in the Detroit area and saw where they were selling cider and donuts and fruit. And my kids and a young man who was with us said, we can do that too.
And so you took that idea, and boy, you have really expanded it.
I came home and I told my father that we were going to build a cider mill. He said, you're kidding, you don't want to do that. That's like going back to milking cows, which I did not like. And so we built the cider mill and people came to us. Then they wanted donuts.
If I've got cider, I want a donut.
So we put in a donut machine. And then they wanted a place where they could enjoy it. So we built the room for that. And then they wanted caramel apples. They wanted pies. They wanted lunches. And it's grown.
And now you do tours for kids. You've got the pumpkin farm, the corn maze. You have so many awesome things. How big is this Robinette's?
Well, we only have 120 acres, and we're using about half that land. The nature was kind of rough with our topography here. We have hills and valleys. We have some potholes or ponds, and we're using about half our land for fruit. But it has given us a good location, and as a result, over the years, other farms have sold out.
But you're still here.
It's developed around us, and we are the farm in the midst of a good population.
All right, I want to check out the rest of the place. Let's take a look.
We'll go in and see where the apples are kept.
Okay, so this is actually the big apple storage area. Wow, this is huge in here. How big is this space?
It's 36 by 60 and 18 feet high.
What's the temperature? It's a little chilly in here.
About 36 right now because we've been opening the doors, but we never freeze apples, so they should be above 32 degrees.
How long can an apple be kept in here?
A couple of months. It depends on the varieties, but we can keep apples throughout the winter. And they're picked in these big bins, stored that way, and then we take them out of the bins to sell them. Our customers want smaller quantities of apples. We have many customers who come in weekly, and some of them even more often. But they want apples in different size packages, so we pack them in quarter packs, half packs, packs, We can sell them by the bushel, but not many people buy them that way now. They like smaller quantities that are easier to handle. So that's what we do with apples. These apples are being packed for many different uses. We have some that are sold to a local college for the students to buy, and they go out in these cartons. Others go into the bags that we have for customers to pick up here.
What are they sorting? What are they looking for?
They're looking for any defects, size. Now this is the grater. The apples are dumped it from the bin in which they were picked. They come over the grater. The brushes polish them, so they've been cleaned up with brushes here.
They look beautiful.
Yes.
What kind are these?
These are galas.
Do you mind if I go help do some sorting?
I think you should.
I'm here with Gabe, and I'm ready to try something new. We're going to sort some apples at Robinette's, and how does this all work?
Yeah, we lift up the bins and dump the apples out, and then they roll down here, and we flick that switch right there, the first one. The first one, yep, right there.
Should I be scared?
Yep, no, go ahead. Then they roll through, get polished over there.
How is it getting polished?
There's all these little brushes that just spin underneath the apples, and you can see the apples spinning on top. They're rolling around on brushes.
So it's not damaging them or bruising them, but it's just polishing them, making them look fabulous?
Yep, just polishing the wax that's in all apples.
All right, and then what happens?
Then they roll along here to the grater, and then they're graded by size. Smaller ones over here, the bigger ones over there.
All right, let's go over here because I feel like you might need some assistance when it comes to sorting apples. We're looking for apples that might be just not quite perfect enough to sell here at Robinette's, and then I'm going to pitch them into here. And where do these go?
These are all get turned into cider.
Oh, excellent. So we're using every apple we have.
Yep, everything on the floor is what we put in our cider every day. So.
Okay, I'll do a little picking and sorting, and you'll assist.
Yep, sounds good.
Maranda, our cider is fresh all the time. We make cider daily at this time of the year. And in the season when we don't have fresh apples, we have cider that we froze. We freeze cider now for next summer, next spring and next summer.
Now, tell me a little bit about the process. So you actually take the large crates right from the field with the apples, and then how does it work?
Well, we bring them from the grater. The apples have gone through the grater. They've been cleaned, and they are usually the culls, the smaller apples, some that have defects. Those are the ones that are used for cider, but they are good fresh apples. We bring the bin in here, turn it up with our dumper. The apples go out through the mill, which chops them.
And then they come out and they're kind of a pulpy texture.
They are a mess, yes indeed. And that is what we squeeze through our nylon, or our, I guess they're Dacron cloths. The cider is squeezed out through the cloth. That does the filtering, as you can see here. It is running now, and the press is coming down, and it's exerting tremendous pressure to get the juice out through that cloth.
It doesn't get any fresher than this, does it?
That's right. And this is fresh cider that's just being made now. We will pump that into the cooling tanks here. The cider is sold from the cold tanks right here to the customer.
All right, I'm taking a jug of this. When we come back, we'll head out to the orchard for a tour at Robinette's.
Priority Health is proud to be a part of where you live.